Yes, guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be speaking about Mateo Kovacic from Chelsea. There's some massive news coming out today about this, and will he be joining Manchester City? Now, we've been linked with him in the past. Some pretty decent rumours and decent links have come out previously. Then it's gone a bit cold. However, today it's gone back again. And before we get into it, guys, make sure you drop a like on the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you're new, and make sure you let us know your thoughts in the comment section about whether or not you want Mateo Kovacic at Manchester City from Chelsea. Now, this is the news that's come out. Mateo Kovacic representatives have travelled to London to hold first round of negotiations with Manchester City. It's assumed that a transfer would amount to around £30 million. Where are we at with this actually, bro? Because I remember we spoke about this before and you said 30 million. So, I mean, that looks like the figure that's been quoted there.
Yeah, that's just where I imagined it'd be at. I imagined the deal would be around a £30 million kind of situation. I think if we can make it happen, I think I genuinely really like the idea of this. I really like the idea of this. I know, funny enough, because last time I watched them, I swear, when City are interested in a player, they get like the City curse, where when I next watch them, they always look shit. Like, I think I watched a game recently with Kovacic and Chelsea, and I was like, this looks terrible. But on the whole, he is a good player, and I think he'd be really good in our squad. I think, especially if you're looking at players like Gundogan and Bernardo leaving, I think we'd definitely get him in for there. Could he play the role that Phillips is meant to be playing? I'm not sure.
Well, that's for me now the biggest thing about this transfer that's got me curious about it, because I like the player. I like the fact that he's still only 28, be 29 next month, so he's still got like 3 or 4 years at the top level, and it's a cheap deal as well. The question is for me is, and there's probably 3 answers to this, is he coming in as a Calvin Phillips replacement? Are we basically saying, Calvin Phillips, you're not good enough, get Kovacic in, and he's a number 2 to Rodri? Is he replacing Gundogan? Because Gundogan looks like he's gone.
Going, yeah.
Or are we saying we think you can actually play both positions, and therefore we're going to sign you and you can cover Rodri when needed and you can cover Gundogan when needed, on the proviso that, of course, we do sign like a Bellingham or a McAllister for the sort of main Gundogan replacement and get this guy as a little bit of a squad filler.
Yeah, well, I mean, it does kind of make sense if you think about it, because Gundo can play that 6 role as well. So if you say, Jude Bellingham, you're going to come in and you're going to be the mainstay in the Gundo role that he plays now, a bit further forward, but then you've got Kovacic in the backup, then you know that, say Jude Bellingham gets injured, you've got Kovacic there who can play in that who can play in that Gundo role where he's playing now, or he can be a backup for Rodri in that CDM role if needed. I feel like it's a cheap deal that could do a lot for the team.
Yeah, I think, honestly, for that price, I think I'd rather keep Gundogan, to be honest with you, because I think Gundogan is a better player. I don't think he is a better player than Kovacic. But if Gundogan don't want to be at City no more, he wants to go to Barcelona or whatever, look at his experience, guys. He's played 93 times for Croatia. He's played 97 times for Inter Milan, 109 times for Real Madrid, and 217 times for Chelsea. You're going to struggle to find a 29-year-old with that much experience at that price. You really are. I think this is a deal that if Gundogan does leave and we can't keep him, I think City need to be all over this, and it's looking like we are at the moment.
I think as well. I think I don't want people to be thinking, he's too old just because he's 29. We only signed Fernandinho when he was 27 or 28.
Yeah.
So I think people need to get rid of that out the head that is too old, because the experience that he'll bring into the side will be next level, and that's something that you can't get for that cheap. Like £30 million, it doesn't, obviously it's a lot of money, but in this market it ain't. Like it's a lot of money. Obviously it's 30 mil. But
how much did Wolves pay for that Morgan Gibbs White?
Yeah, and Ryan Brewster went to wherever he went for 30 mil, didn't he? Something like that, 20, 30 mil.
Sheffield United,
yeah. So there's. I think it's a great deal, great price. I feel like he'd fit into this Manchester City side really well. And I don't think it'd take long for him to embed into it. And we can say that about a lot of people. Probably said the same thing about Calvin Phillips. It's not really worked out for Calvin Phillips as yet, but getting Kovacic in, I think it'd be a major move for next year.
Yeah, no, I agree. I like this deal. As I say, my preference is we keep Gundogan. But if Gundogan goes. We need to replace him. We do need to replace him. I think this is a brilliant signing. I really, really do. And you could end up with a situation where you could, if City let Calvin Phillips go, right? And let's say for example, Calvin Phillips, Gundogan, and Bernardo Silva goes, right? You get Jude Bellingham, you get Kovacic, you get Vega, and you've got Peroni. Is that enough? I think that's enough.
I think that's enough.
Now, you are putting a little bit of risk on Vega and Peroni being able to play, but ultimately, City are clearly willing to do that because they brought Peroni in and they're not loaning him out by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
And they want this Gabri Vega guy for £35 million release clause, so they're not going to be loaning him out. So, you know, sometimes you do have to take a little bit of a gamble. And I get it. Some people will be like, that's a bit of a risk, LB, because you're letting Bernardo and Gundogan go and you're bringing in Kovacic, Jude Bellingham, which are good replacements, but then your backups for them are young players. But you gotta, you know, I want to see as a fan of Manchester City and as a football fan, I want to see us pushing younger players. I want to see us develop players.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I think that's okay. And if you look at what that'll cost, you're probably going to get. You're not going to lose too much money on Calvin Phillips. You're probably going to sell him between 30 and 40 million. So Kovacic is basically free, right? Gabri Vega, 35 million. You sell Bernardo Silva, you're probably going to get 50 to 60 million for him. So you got a little bit of profit there. And then it's only the Jude Bellingham one. Transfer. Now, granted, that's probably going to be 130 million. But you basically, you could have what? So you got Jude Bellingham, Kovacic, Vega.
You basically signed 3 players for like 100 mil.
Yeah, you're signing 3 players for like £100 million. Your net spend's going to be £100 million. So
you've got Kovacic, Vega, and Jude Bellingham.
Yeah,
and that you've bolstered your midfield completely, and then you've got rid of the players that want to leave.
And you've got the youth back in there as well. You've got Vega, Peroni, Bellingham. You're getting youth players in there. You've still got your experience in Kevin De Bruyne, Kovacic. Obviously, Rodri's not the oldest guy, but he's not the youngest either. And then you've got that nice blend. I think it's a great move.
And the experience that Kovacic will bring to the side as well will help players like Bellingham and stuff like that settle. And obviously they'll learn a lot from a player like Kovacic. If you're getting rid of Gundo and Bernardo, 2 players that are experienced in this Manchester City side, it's good to get someone in who is experienced in like big games and that. Someone like Kovacic who's played a lot of football. Yeah.
No, I like this, guys. You have to let us know what you think about this deal. Do you like it? 30 million quid, that seems a great price to me, and I think I'd be all over that if that is available. According to the source, which is Esme Kunic, his agents are now speaking with Manchester City in London. They're already in London speaking to Manchester City's agents about this deal right now. So it's very interesting. Let's see what happens on this one. Guys, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Make sure you smash a like on it. Subscribe to the channel as well if you're new. And of course, give us your thoughts down below. Do you like this deal? Do you like the Kovacic, Bellingham, Vega, Peroni, Kevin De Bruyne mix? Give us your thoughts below. And we'll see you in a bit.